Shinobu. Think about this. A vending machine standing alone on a dark street at 2 in the morning, full of drinks, full of cash inside.
And nobody watching it. No guard, no camera pointed only at it. Sometimes no other person in sight.
And in the morning, it's still there, untouched. Today, why don't Japanese vending machines get robbed? Let's find out.
Welcome to Japan with Ninjas, the podcast where we explore Japanese culture in slow, easy English.
I'm Hikari. We already told you Japan has 5 million vending machines. Today, the question everyone asks next.
And I'm Shinobu. Today, why these machines, standing alone, full of cash, mostly stay safe, and the honest exceptions too.
Because visitors really do ask this. Doesn't someone just take the money? Let's answer it properly.
Let's picture it clearly first. A single vending machine can hold a surprising amount of cash, sometimes worth over 100,000 yen, sitting inside a thin metal box.
That's real money, sitting in a public place all night, every night?
And they are everywhere, outside shops, on quiet residential streets, even on mountain roads with no houses nearby. In most countries, that would be an obvious target.
So, the question isn't really about the machines, it's about the whole society around them.
Exactly. This is really a story about trust, and about crime, or the surprising lack of it.
Okay, let's get real numbers. Is Japan actually as safe as people say, or is that just an image?
The numbers back it up. Japan has one of the lowest violent crime rates among large developed countries. Robbery, in particular, is rare, a tiny fraction of the rate in many other nations.
A tiny fraction, so it's not just a feeling tourists have, it's measurable.
It is. And there's a small but famous everyday proof, the wallet test. Travel blogs and even TV shows have left wallets full of cash on the street in Japan, just to see what happens.
And what happens?
In most tests, the wallet gets handed in to the police, cash untouched, often within hours. Lost items in general, phones, umbrellas, even bags of cash, have a remarkably high return rate here.
So, the vending machine isn't a strange exception. It's just one more example of the same pattern. So, where does all this trust actually come from? It can't be an accident.
A few things work together. First, remember our episode on cleaning and school? Children are raised from a very young age with the idea that you don't take what isn't yours, and you care for shared things.
So it's the same root as the clean streets. Respect for shared space, just pointed at property instead of trash.
The same root, exactly. Second, shame plays a powerful role. In a tight community, getting caught stealing brings deep shame, not just to you, but to your family. That is a strong reason to simply not do it.
And there's a very practical reason too, isn't there? Something about cameras?
Japan has an enormous number of security cameras on streets, in convenience stores, on buildings. Someone breaking into a machine is very likely to be recorded.
And the machines fight back too, don't they? They're not totally helpless.
They are seriously engineered. Reinforced steel bodies, bolted deep into the ground or concrete, alarm sensors that trigger if the machine is tilted or hit, and coin boxes built to resist prying tools.
So it's not just nobody would dare? The machines themselves are like tiny fortresses.
A quiet combination, a culture that discourages theft, cameras that catch it, and machines built to resist it. 3 layers, working together.
And I imagine simple economics plays a part too. Is it even worth the risk?
Good point. Breaking into a machine takes time, tools, and noise for a return that isn't huge. In a country where getting caught is highly likely, the math simply doesn't work in the thief's favor.
And I've heard some machines even help in emergencies, like they're doing something good for the community too.
Yes. During big earthquakes, some vending machines automatically switch to give out free drinks to help people nearby. A few even have a small screen that shows emergency information.
A vending machine that becomes a rescue point during a disaster? That's incredible!
It shows how deeply these machines are trusted and woven into daily life here, not just as a business, but almost as part of the neighborhood.
Okay, but let's be fully honest here too. Does this ever actually happen?
It does. I don't want to give a false picture. Vending machine theft is not zero. There are real cases every year, sometimes organized groups targeting many machines in one night.
So it's rare, not impossible. An exception, not the rule.
Exactly the right way to put it. And safe does not mean zero crime. It means crime is unusual enough that people don't live in fear of it, and a machine standing alone at night is simply normal.
So it's not magic, and it's not that Japanese people are somehow perfect. It's a system, culture, cameras, and engineering that mostly works.
A very good summary. And here is something visitors notice. That same feeling of safety extends to daily life. Leaving a laptop at a cafe table to save a seat. Kids walking to school alone. Small things that feel very different from many other countries.
And for our listeners visiting Japan, should they still be careful?
Normal common sense is always smart, anywhere in the world. But you will likely notice something. You can relax here a little more than you expected to.
Recap time. A single vending machine can hold real cash, standing alone all night. And in Japan, this is simply normal.
Japan's crime rate is genuinely low by the numbers, and the famous lost wallet test proves it isn't just an image.
The trust comes from childhood values around shared property, the shame of getting caught, huge numbers of security cameras, and machines engineered like tiny fortresses.
But we said it honestly. Theft does happen sometimes. Safe doesn't mean perfect. It means rare enough to feel normal.
Not magic, a quiet system built from culture and engineering together, working almost all of the time.
So next time you see a vending machine glowing alone on a quiet Japanese street, you'll know the whole story standing behind it.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe and give us a like. It helps more curious minds and English learners find us. And today's question: would you feel comfortable leaving your laptop alone at a cafe table in your country? Tell us honestly in the comments.
Next time, another journey into the heart of Japan. Until then, trust a little and stay curious.
See you next time on Japan with Ninjas. Matane!